What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing on this lovely Wednesday evening? While we're checking the rest of the things, let me know if you can hear me or see me okay. While I'm getting started here, be sure to check out 3dprintsos.com and grab yourself a Farmer shirt. I'm a real farmer shirt to support. But let's check how we're making out. Okay, looks like we're live on Twitch. All is good. And we're live on YouTube too. Looks good. There should be 2 links on both platforms. Top of YouTube chat and pinned to the top of Twitch chat. And that link will take you to our live stream sponsor, Polymaker. Well, excuse me. It'll take you to a gleam.io link where you have a chance to win some filament from our sponsor, Polymaker. We'll be doing that at the end of the stream, towards the end of the stream. And that could be international. The only other prerequisite is that you have to be present to be able to receive said Polymaker filament, but also you have to be a subscriber. So pretty easy stuff. Get yourself some filament all by hanging out and just watching the stream. This is going to be an interesting one. I don't know how much I'll be able to get done. I'm going to get done as much as I possibly can. But yeah, I'm both looking forward to this and not at the same time. I actually really like my MK4S. It was kind of like the last bed slinger that was in the shop. That well, I guess that's not true. I guess I do have my Mini right there, my A1 Mini back here. But this was kind of like the last sprint of these bed slingers, and it's kind of sad. Because I did enjoy them, and I do literally enjoy doing projects with the MK4S because it was so reliable. So taking it apart is a little bit sad because it's such a good machine. So it's going to be interesting. I'm really looking forward to the Core 1 and the Core 1's future, because yesterday there was some things teased, and it looks like the Core 1 will be getting some multi-tool head action at some point. So it just makes it more worth it. Get on a more modern, better platform that makes this thing print even better. And the fact that you don't have to buy the whole thing, you can incrementally update your current printer. That's one of my favorite things. That's why I still have the K1 Max right over here with all the updates and upgrades and the CFS system. I actually have to add a second CFS to this. So yeah, it's all good stuff. All good stuff. But yeah. How's everybody doing? Let's see who's been in here. We got Tin Talon. What's up? Lamrith. Filter. A Fire. Daniel D. What's going on? Quinman. How you doing? JP. Yeah, it's definitely an addicting song for sure. 3D Medic. What's up? My Core 1 conversion has been printing every day the past week and a half since I assembled it. Nice. Good to know. Cool. You said Core 1 conversion. So just to be clear, you converted your Mark IV MK4S to a Core 1, or you built the Core 1 from a kit? I'm guessing because you put conversion in there, you converted it. Audio and video is good? All right, cool. Thank you. Are you speaking? I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. Hey, Kenneth, what's up? I'm a real farmer, for real. Just for the cow. Well, you're a better man than me. Let's get it. That's right. Let's do it. It's a Prusa. It can't be as bad as the Micron. Lambert, the Micron was okay. The Prusa has its own design language that I'm not really used to. Like, for example, I still have an entire giant full box full of hardware from the Prusa. So I don't even know if we'll be needing this, so I just kind of pull it out here just in case. We'll see how that works. Warpworks, what's up? What's up? Since Joseph Prusa signed my MK4S frame, I'm going to keep the frame, at least the center frame. Nice, that's cool. I mean, you can turn it into another printer, which is really cool. There's enough parts that stay back to let you convert it to a, what was it called? MK4S, Voron. Where is it? Hold on, I'll find it. There was somebody who just put up a project that converts it to a What's the Bedslinger Voron called? Bedslinger Voron. The Core XZ. Hold on. Let me get my words correct. Come on. What's this? Switchwire. Switchwire. So, MK4S Switchwire. Yep. Yeah. Right here. Right here. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. My bad. There we go. You can turn it into this. This is a project that's literally meant to convert your Mark 4S leftover from the Core 1 kit into a Prusa wire. So there's already a beta released, and some folks have already started building it. I've seen some photos of it. Yeah, right here. People were talking about it. Oh, I guess not this soon, but yeah, there was posts. Yeah, here, let's go to images. MK3 in a switch wire. That looks like it's a whole frame up job. I'm more interested in the one that keeps the frame, which is this one. It's this is the one. Because it keeps that aesthetic, you know, and kind of you want it. That's kind of the part of the whole Prusa thing, is that specific aesthetic. Anyway, that's beside the point. I do have the manual pulled up, and also I did check mine to make sure it's plugged in. I checked mine when I go to info and version info. I am specifically on 6.2.4, which it says ensure your Mark 4 has firmware 6.2.4 or newer. So I think this is good enough. 6.2.4, yeah, it's good. So we can turn this off. I can unplug it, and we can begin doing whatever it is that we need to do to it. I'm assuming the first part of this whole thing is just going to be harvesting all the parts. So we'll get to that in a second. Have you ever printed the soap? No, I haven't. I literally haven't had time. Whenever you guys see me go live, I literally walk down from like work or dinner, and I just do this until sleep time. So when I have time, I'm either doing this or shooting and editing a video. I do get to do projects in between, but I have to sacrifice either live streaming or doing videos. You guys saw I didn't do a video for like a month. I did one the other day, like 2 days ago. And then there was also times where I skip doing live streams because I just spend time down here and actually, you know, 3D print stuff and build things. So. Hey Luke, how you doing? Digital Dragon, hello, my Prusa Core 1, built from a kit. Nice. I want to upgrade from my X Plus 3, but it seems like there's always something to wait for. Yeah, that's a very true statement. Things are always moving in 3D printing. It's very interesting. Would you get a Q2 with a Chitty box, or wait for a tool changer? That's a really interesting question. I do have the Q2 that I'm testing right now with the Chitty box. I just had a really nice print come off of it today. I actually took some shots with my phone to do a quick short for that. But man, that's a good question. I don't know. There's always going to be a wait period. I think tool changers aren't just going to come out within the next few months and will be here to stay. If they come out really early, I guarantee you there's going to be some kind of issues. Everyone's going to be playing catch up to somebody else. So I think you'll be good for like a year with any other machine before the other ones really start to come out at all, right? And then everyone's going to start playing catch up. So I think you're good to go. The Q2 and the Chitty box are priced really well. Yeah, I don't know when they're going to release the newest firmware for the Chitty box, but I had a firmware a couple days ago that really changed it to a significantly more reliable unit. So pretty excited about that. Prusa wire, yes. Hey, dude, how you doing? You get no photo at all now? I thought you had something. John? Tulsa, what's up? Iceman, what's happening? Martin, the shrimp father, what's happening? Hey, Zen. I worry about the consistent dimensional accuracy with tool changers. Yeah, that's real. Nice, thanks for your opinion, absolutely. I jumped on a Snapmaker train, nice. Nice. Pretty keen for the U1, to be honest. Definitely think it's going to change the game. Yes, especially the price point. It's going to really push everybody. I'm still waiting to buy a K2 Plus, but it's more of a funding issue. Wait to see what else comes out issue. Yeah, the K2 Plus has been pretty solid, to be honest. Okay, all right, let's do something. Because if I don't do something, then I will end up doing nothing. So let's just jump right in. Is there a membership giveaway sometime soon? I personally do not give away memberships, but other people in the chat can give away memberships. I don't typically ask for that type of thing, but if you guys would like to do that, obviously that's fantastic. And members do get to see videos that I post 2 days early, and get a chance to obviously talk to me directly, all that fun stuff. And you guys get your own channel in Discord, which no one seems to be using, but you do get both a Patreon version and a YouTube member version. So just so you guys know. GCR Dad, what's up? Yeah, they did a really good job making that video look like an absolutely amazing product. So kudos for the video team that did that. It's a beautiful commercial. Very Apple style. All right. Let's do this. I'm just going to flip through here. And see what we need to do. This is how you download firmware. Before you do the following. Move the X-axis assembly approximately 2/3 of the height so that long press... Oh, I have to turn it on? The rear of the extruder is accessible. It doesn't have to be even, right? Oh, I got to turn it on anyway. I have filament in here. I forgot about that. I have some PETG in here. I know. Some of you guys are like, what? PETG? I was definitely printing some PETG on this bad boy. And it was good, too. Alright, so first things first. Go to control. Move axis. Move Z. Will it let me move it down? No. Okay. Let's go auto home. I had some fun mods on this thing, too. Well, like... simple things, like I had a side spool holder right here, and then this little eyelet that sits at the top that guides the filament through. It worked really well underneath of my calyx shelving because it was super compact. All right, move Z, and now let's go up to about the middle, which is where? How far? It just says 2/3 of the way. They should have given the actual millimeter. That's like ideal. All right, we'll go right there, and then let's go to filament and unload. So let it do its thing. All right, so what's next? The PSU screws are accessible. All screws on an electronics box are accessible. So we're just going to the edge of it, which is right here. No problem. All right. And by the way, today we will be using the Hodo kit again because it was fantastic. And I'm a huge fan. I might have to do some actual content on this because the more that I use this kit, the more it seems like an amazing thing to own if you guys do projects. Can I fit this on there like that? Let's see. If I put this on, can I just open one? Oh, there we go, this one. Okay. Look at that. So I also have a couple trays laid out. I have my kit here. And I also have a screw sorter. This is the kind where you set the screw on top here and it rolls into whichever one of these channels. I figured, well, while we take things apart, if we need them again, it'll be easier to see where they are and just grab them. So I got that out. My intro song's playing. Look at that. Let's skip it for now. No love on Twitch today? All by myself? Aw. Yeah, you are. You're just chilling out there by yourself. That's all right. Oh, literally one viewer. Like, no joke. Oh, that's funny. Well, I appreciate you being there. I'd rather stream to one than none, you know? All right, so let's see what this thing was up to. All good? Yep, filaments all out. Let's put this PETG away real quick. Actually, you know what? Just for the time being, I'll put it in the bottom of my X1C. Man, having all these large machines around, it really makes the X1C seem small. I'm glad there's going to be another smaller machine to make it look more normal again. Little late, but I'm here. Nice. Last Child, thank you for keeping Tulsa company there on Twitch. Much appreciated. All right, let's go. So, should we turn this bad boy off now? Unload filament if it's loaded. Yeah, remove the filament spools. Remove the spool holder. Okay. Yep, sure. Now we're just unplugging it. All right, let's go. Unplugging it. Let's put the power cable somewhere over there. I doubt we will need it, at least for this string. All right, what do you guys think? Get you a little bit closer to the action or what? Whoa, 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 my bad. There you go, we'll put you right over here for now. Hey, Mark. Prusa does still sell the Mini, so it's a thing. Haven't heard much about it lately. Right, yeah, because there's no excitement about it. But yeah, they do still sell the Mini. I remember that was, before the A1 Mini came out, that was really an amazing machine for its size. I remember everyone raving about it. I had a bunch of friends with them. They all loved it. Not saying that's still not the case. I'm just saying there's definitely some hype, like a hype train situation that goes around all these machines. And when the hype dies, the machine kind of starts dying off too. I feel like Bamboo Lab was pressured to release that announcement. I mean, with that video, they took their time. That's not a quick one to make. That kind of thing is scripted and works. It took a long time to make that video. You know, I work with companies that make videos like that, and let me tell you, it's not easy whatsoever. That took time. Shrimp Father went over on Twitch. Nice. Yeah, Prusa also teased something with the Core One. That's really exciting too. That means this platform is going to continue forward, which I love. I love that. All right, let's keep going. Remove the print sheet and save it for later use. I will remove it and put it over here where I have my other ones. Okay. And did I turn the power supply off? Let me make sure that that's off. Yeah, it's off. Right? It should be on the circle. Yep. Okay. Next. Carefully inspect the surface of the heat bed if you find major scratches. No. This thing is basically new. Okay, carefully inspect the surface. Wipe the entire length of the Y-axis rods. Okay, we can do that. I'm guessing because we will be handling these and reusing them quite a bit. They are very greasy, actually. Carefully inspect the surface of the smooth rods up close. You find very deep scratches. Nah, you can purchase smooth now. Okay, no problem. Here, let's get these as well. Wait, I would love to build one of those Prusa wires if I could ever have enough time. Some kind of break from the constant reviews and projects and stuff. I did just get the Creality K2 Pro in today. So that's going to be a fun one. Hey, Caleb, what is the name of the screwdriver set? These are called snap blocks. And this one is the precision screwdriver snap block. Cutter needs an assistant? Yeah, wouldn't that be something? Yeah, really just keep my brain in check, you know? Keep the Haribo bag closed. Oh, man, I haven't even opened the box. Wait until you're prompted to open it. All right, got everything checked. Great. Let's begin assembling the printer. Proceed to the next chapter. All right, cool. Let's go. That's right. You guys haven't even seen the box. The box is over there with other stuff on top of it. I'll get it when we need it. Too many printers were just announced. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I got to get these projects in and done. Because hopefully I'll be a part of, you know, at least seeing some of those machines. I'm trying to get to 100. I really want to cross 100. We are at 80, right? Yeah, the K2 Pro, I believe, is machine number 80. We still need to get you millions of subscribers so you can... Yeah, right? Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice? Even just like, you know, 100,000 would be nice. I don't need millions. I probably just still watch on YouTube. I made a mod, so I figured I'd do that. But he made me a mod. That's right. That's right. Not really excited about the K2 Pro. Besides a chamber heater, it does offer much more than the K1 Max at the moment. Yeah, it's just just a tighter, newer version with all the little bells and whistle upgrades. It's basically a baby K2. And I gotta say, it does look really nice. I know that means nothing, but the design on the exterior looks really nice. Like, and now, if you were looking at a K1 Max now, I wouldn't recommend the K1 Max. I'd recommend the K2 Pro. So it's just the evolution, you know? It's the evolution of the Max. Hey, Canuck, what's happening? Hey, Nitro, how you doing? K2SE. Nice. I wouldn't recommend any printer right now. It's really tough. It's really tough to recommend printers right now. But then again, you know, I think waiting for printers is also like not a good idea. Like, live your life. Like, you know, the new stuff will come out all the time. Think about cars. You like buy a car, and then literally a few months later, a new version of it comes out. Well, you're gonna be upset that a new version came out? Nah, you just enjoy the thing that you got. So there's definitely multiple ways to look at it. But there's always new releases, right? And like, there's still Ender 3s that are printing perfect. So you know, it's tough. It's tough. Hey, time-lapse. Magneto X3 printer for sale, brand new, never opened. You're interested in buying it? No, but I do have a Magneto X right over here that has some issues, unfortunately. And I'm still waiting to get a chance to fix it. K3 5-tool head changer with AMS compatibility. Yeah, that'll be a thing. We can wait for Ender 3 V4 Plus SE Max. Nice. All right, let's keep going. We need some pliers. We got those. We need screwdriver. Got those. We need those wacky wrenches, which I did not save, but there's plenty of wrenches. Okay, no problem there. Oh, they tell you 1.5 Allen key, 2 millimeter Allen key, 2.5 millimeter Allen key, T10 screwdriver. Actually, you know what? I could pull all those out. So what do we have in here? We have a 2.5 already ready. Let's get the 2.0. All right, here's 2. We need 1.5. 1.5 is right here. And we need a Torx 10. T5, T20. Nice. T10. That's a pretty big one. All right, we got a Torx 20. What's a Torx 20 for? All right, got everything in this kit, which is nice. And we'll see how those wrenches play. Okay. No problem. All right, let's move on to the left side of the printer. Remove the 4 screws holding the X-Buddy screws. All right. These are little. All right, cover is off. These, I believe, are all 6 mils. Yep. Toss them into the 6 mil. Disconnect the NFC antenna from the X-Buddy board. Oh, we're getting these two. This is the same. Oh, I can't fit that in there. Need that long reach. All right, we've unplugged it. What's going on? This piece of hardware just wants to stay there? I mean, you can. All right, you know what? I think you are going to stay there. There it goes. All right, these are longer. What are these, 10s? Oh, if you guys aren't familiar with how this thing works, check this out. So you put your piece of hardware on here, and you roll it, and whenever it fits into the hole, it fits in, and it tells you just exactly how big it is. If you guys haven't printed one of these, well, you should. I wonder if we get to reuse this for anything, or do I have to peel it off of here? I'll just keep it on there for now. Let's see. Remove the cover. Gently disconnect the antenna by lifting a tiny connector. Then remove the antenna along with the cover. Okay, got it. Yep, did that. All right. Oh, like they want us to undo it up here. I undid it at the antenna, which is fine. No, they give you another one? Okay, cool. There's one thing I hated with the MK4S and Core 1 build, trying to connect that tiny NFC connector to the boards. Yeah, that's always never fun, isn't it? Same with drones. They have similar connectors for their antennas. On the back of the electronics box, remove the 3 screws holding the Wi-Fi cover and remove the cover. Yeah, I love how fast this thing is. At first, I wasn't sure about the speed, but with the amount of torque, I would much rather have the speed and torque. It's great. So at the moment, we have three ongoing projects. We have the tool changer Micron, which we got pretty close. I just need to work out the dock now. And another tool head. So the next stream will be really fun for that one. We got the Death Racer pending. Building. That's going to be really fun. I do need to still print the wheels. I haven't had time. And then now this. So 3 really fun projects for the channel. Remove the Wi-Fi module and save it for later use. This is just a connector. Yep, okay. Later use. Here, we'll put it in one of our bins. All right. To ensure you store the module with all the electronic components in an ESD-safe environment to prevent damage. Gotcha. Remove all the zip ties. Murdered out Death Racer? Yeah, that's right. It is indeed a murdered out Death Racer. You know what else we could use occasionally? We could use the help of our Fotulex B320S. Bam. Sometimes when I need just a little bit more light, this thing would be perfect. Let's snip some zip ties. 1, 2, 3, 4. Any more? Nope. Let's get, oh wait, pliers over here. Let's get these out of here. Oh, I might have to wait to pull those out of there. Oh yeah, okay. They're being held pretty good. There we go, one of them. Get out of there. All right. Remove the 2 screws. Remove the 2 screws on the main cable holder. And there's a zip tie there too, huh? How do you cut this? I guess you kind of just push it in there like that. Okay. Gotcha. And which 2 screws? The bottom ones? Got it. Hey, Jeff. How you doing, man? All right, let's see. These are what, 18s? Yep. And this can go here. Also, can we turn this down? No, not temperature. Just turn it down. Yeah, there we go. Let's make it like an manageable light. Cut the zip tie holding it together. Okay, we got that. Disconnect all the connectors on top of the X-Buddy. There's a safety latch on these connectors. There is a safety latch on these connectors. Let's see if I can do it with my finger. Okay, yep, they come out real easy. 1, 2, 3. Just kind of squeeze them and they come right out of there. All right. These are all the motors. Got it, got it, got it. Let's get this big one too. Okay. Disconnect the LCD connector by lifting it carefully up. Got it. All right, might as well just pull all these out of here. And what's holding it back? Now there's just the nylon, the large nylon piece in there that holds this whole thing together. Yep. Okay, let's pull that out of there. Okay. Got it. Disconnect that. Sure thing. Yep, we did those. No problem. Now we get to have some fun with the screws. And from what I remember, these come out all the way. I'm gonna put them back in so I don't lose them or misplace them. Okay. Also, I just realized this light that we have on, I used it to do a whole shoot, and I haven't charged it. I don't know how long it'll last. Does it show you a battery? Oh, it does. Okay, I got about 75% battery in that thing. Alright, so just need this one. Come on out. Okay, we got all them disconnected. Right? Oh, there's what's called a ground wire on the bottom there. Let's get that one undone. This one's also a closed loop. And of course, it has a washer on it, which I immediately dropped into the crevasse. But we'll get it. We'll get it, no worries. All right, let's throw this guy back on there too. Whoops. Might be harder said than done since this has to go into a spot that's like really populated with wires. There we go. Did you get the Buddy 3D cam for the Core one? I'm not sure. Did I get one? I don't know. I'm not sure if it comes in the box or not, but I didn't get one. I'd love one, though. Look out, there's someone behind you. Yeah, Firebird, all the time. And he's wearing a Prusa hat. They gotta be cool for a gun range, target practice. That's true. Yeah, he would just disintegrate with one shot. Could always do a cast of it and then pour like resin. Okay, using Phillips screwdriver, remove all the terminal screws, leave the X-Buddy board in the electronics box for now. As this way, it's well protected from damage. Sure. All right, lay the printer onto the PSU side to access the bottom part. Let me take off my spool holder. Okay. Yeah, this is the spool holder I was using. It's kind of cool. It's just two pieces, and they get held in with zip ties. And it just goes on top of the PSU and holds a spool on the side in a really compact way. It was really great. I used it and loved it. All right, carefully remove all the zip ties. Remove all the cable holders from the frame and detach them from the cables. Pro tip, you can pry them off of the metal profiles using a screwdriver. Oh, these things, the cable holders. That's fine. Let's get the zip ties first, because there is quite a bit. Just got to make sure I'm not cutting any wires, because that would be something else. Come on, wires. Oh, I can cut these back here. Nice. There more? Yep. Any up here? Nope. That looks like that's that, right? All the wires? Yes. So the rest is just clips. Lost 3D Prints, hello. Help me decide between H2D and the H2S. Going to order tonight. That's really interesting. So, let me ask you this: is budget a problem? Like, are you worried that the H2D is too expensive? If you said yes there, then do the H2S. But if you didn't say you're not worried that it's too expensive, get the H2D. The H2D is really incredible. Having those two tool heads, although not new, blah, 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 I know all that stuff. It helps a lot, especially if you end up having two AMSs. Because even though, yes, it can switch colors between them, it essentially still purges significantly less because of the two tool heads. You know, it's great. It's a really versatile machine. It's large. The H2S, I guess, has everything except for the second tool head. So if it's, I would say it's just a money thing. If you're trying to go on the cheaper end, you don't want to spend all the money, H2S. If you have the money, I would go H2D. And use my link, please. Is this super easy Mark IV Core 1 upgrade? Think positive. This is the super easy one. What's up, K2? How you doing, man? Kev. Hey, Plague Rain, what's happening? H2D is awesome and future add-on nozzle changer thingy. Yeah, I don't know if it doesn't seem like that's for the H2D. I think it's its own tool head from what it looked like, but I could be wrong. It could be an add-on for both machines technically. Yeah, I mean if that's the only thing you want, then yeah. It's going to be available for the H2D. Oh, then there you go. Then that's even more. Like if the H2D is on your radar at all, I would go H2D, because it is like an upper class 3D printer. It just is, not in terms of status, in terms of the amount of technology and capability that printer has. You know, I think there's only one other machine that's coming close. That's Prusa's Tool Changer, obviously because it's in a whole different class of its own. But it's different because of the price and just the consumer aspect of it. H2S will require a lot of money to upgrade. I believe that. Hey, Dono. I thought the original design had a mechanism that was going to turn the head from one nozzle to the other so you could feed all four colors of the AMS to either nozzle. I'm not sure. At the moment, there's two entrance points, one for each nozzle, so you can have an AMS to each one. Well, you can have multiple AMSs to each one. But an AMS to each one would be an ideal situation. That would be the least amount of purge for that machine. Got the money just considering the bigger, simpler build volume from what I've seen. Yeah, so yeah, that's true. It's larger because of the tool head, right? But at the same time, if you really wanted to print that full size on the H2D, as long as both the tool heads have the same color in it, it will literally go off of one, switch, finish with the other one. So it'll totally still do it if you really needed that. But it is still really large of a build volume. Like, you're not really losing that much. One for each nozzle, no splitting. Right, yes, yeah. That's what she said. One for each nozzle. Where'd you come from again, Nitrate? I think last time you came in also with a that's what she said joke. That's funny. All right. Remove the clips. That's what we need to do next. So it looks like, wow, with that, that's not what I expected. So it's saying you can go into here and pry it. How? Oh, yeah, look at that. They come right out. Cool. Here, let's just remove them for now. Let's see. Bang. Bang. All right. Got all the other connections there. All right. That is most of the wiring out of there. Let's take these clips off so we can separate all these wires. All right, these clips can go in here. If you guys are doing a project like this, definitely print out some trays or have some boxes that you can separate some of these things in. Because I feel like staying organized on a build like this is going to be pretty important. Do you have an affiliate link for one at Best Buy? I do. I do actually. I've never used the Best Buy affiliate link, but I do have one. I'm actually kind of curious how it works. Let me see. Let me see where that is. Sign in. Is it through something else or is it its own? I don't remember anymore. Give me a second. Should be 3D Print SOS. Thought I had one. Let's see. Let me try logging in with Google. Yeah, I have one. How do I... Oh, create tracking link. Oh, okay. So if I go to bestbuy.com and we go to H2D, I'm really curious how this works. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. And we click the H2D. Wow, there's 4 of them locally to me. All right, and I add this link here. Make vanity link. I don't know what that means, but I'm clicking it. Where'd that go? Where'd that go? All right, if I paste it again, let's see. Please enter your custom path in the field above. Hold on, that's not it. All right, let's go back. Resource center? No. Storefront? Aha. Okay, it's got to be whatever the storefront is. Oh no, this is an actual store. I don't know that I even had one of these. It's not Discover? What's going on here? All right, I guess I won't be able to give it to you right this second. Oh no, I can right here. Get link. Boom. Ha! I got it. That's cool. I didn't know I could do that, and now I know. So thank you for that. Boom. There it is. Oh, sorry, Plague. I was intrigued by finding the Best Buy stuff. Yes, a Prusa upgrade. We're converting a MK4S to a Core 1. Lost, thank you, man. I appreciate that. All right, let's take this off because I feel like this is going to be in the way. Does this come off the screen is the question. I think it does. You know what? I'm pulling pretty hard. Oh, okay, got it. That's a car payment financed. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, not a cheap machine, but it's one of the best machines, period. So if you're going to play the game, that's the one to play. Disconnect the grounding cable. All right, we got the grounding cable. And it's still screwed into the power supply. I guess at some point we're going to flip things over or something and go in that direction. Separate all that. Using a T10 screwdriver, remove the 4 screws holding the LCD display. Well, that answers the question about where's the T screwdriver. Here it is. Interesting that we're removing the screen. And can I reach? Wait, was I supposed to remove these? Oh, hold on. Did I remove the wrong two? I should probably just click the photos. Oh yeah, I did. Let's put those back real quick. I'm sure those need to come off anyway, because I think from what I remember we're switching the cover on the screen. Unless it's a whole firmware thing, I don't know. Oh, I didn't realize these are self-tappers in here. I forgot. HUD playing it like Big Dog now. That's right. You could be like T-Pain and just buy 3. That's true. Yeah, he did just go and buy 3 like it was nothing. Well, I mean, it's T-Pain. He's kind of a worldwide star. When I grow up, I want to be like T-Pain. Yeah, man, that dude's talented. Does a great job at all the things that he does. Cool dude. He said thank you 3D Print SOS on our last stream. I should probably clip that. There's a whole new screen assembly? Oh, okay. I thought it was just a cover. Hey, Pez Liz, how you doing? How's it going? All right, what's next? Remove the LCD assembly, save it for later. Well, yeah. He called us famous. He called you famous? Well, okay, first of all, I didn't mean it like that. Okay, that came off wrong. That's not what I meant. Yeah, he did. Imagine. We forgot to clip that. No, that's got to be clipped. I'm sure you can find all of his videos. I mean, I'm sitting here being famous, waiting for my tuna melt to cool down. But the affiliate pays well on 2,500. Thanks for the help. I think it's like between $40 and $50 for an affiliate sale. So you know, this is the thing. So now you wonder why so many people jump on talking about these machines on YouTube. So you get decent money, and the people that have really large channels, they make a single video and they make a ton of money. I have the H2D. I still haven't made a full video about it because I want to get hours on it, and then make the video. But just so you guys are fully aware, when it's that much money, you get like what, 40, 50 bucks for an affiliate sale. So that's why you got to watch those review videos that come out like that with a grain of salt, because some of those folks don't mean it. Like I know a lot do. Like I personally know a lot that genuinely do, and they love doing it. But there's definitely some out there that are just out there making money. Just so you guys know. All right, we done did this. Use a 2.5 millimeter Allen key to remove the two screws holding the Y-axis idler on the front plate. Got it. Yeah, even the cheaper printers sell high volume and bring like $4 or $5 each. Right. Yep. Yeah, back in the Aquila days, 4, 5, even $10 was amazing. That's all I needed to buy some filament and keep making videos and buy a camera and a stand and all that stuff. For all the years that I worked with VoxLab, showcasing their machines, making tutorials, I made a total of about $312. Pull the end of the Y-axis belt out of the holder at the bottom to disengage it. Great. And are we reusing belts? I think this side held with something or no? Yeah, I'll just leave it. All right, we got that part. Put right in there. Remove the belt from the idler by pulling it out. Yep, okay. Orient the, oh, okay, so we need to do more. Orient the idler shown in the picture. Removing the pulley, first moving it inward, then pulling it out to the side. It's a really clever mechanism. I remember I was really intrigued by how they did that. All right, refer to the groove pattern. All right, remove the center shaft from the pulley. Save the pulley for later use. All right, gotcha. Shaft, though, we apparently don't need. Okay. Big player, that's right. Did you approach Polymaker, or did they approach you for sponsorship? I believe I approached them. Very rarely do I get a larger manufacturer to reach out to me. It's usually the other way around. I usually have attempted to connect with somebody for years and years. I think for Polymaker, I met... Actually, I think it was Sam. Sam Prentice. Yeah, Sam Prentice introduced me to Joel. I met the other guys at Polymaker too, like at 3D Printopia, but I think it was Sam Prentice introduced me to Joel specifically. Because I had a project in mind when we went about it that way. You always got to have some project. You know, they give you new ones, you take the bed frame off, then the bed. Reuse the gears and the pulleys, okay? My video on the Ifamec made 32 sales for $130. Really wish I would have kept that printer around. I miss it. I do kind of miss that machine too. It was good. Gifted it to a buddy who's still using it to this day. Zero issues. It was a really, really big underdog, and they stopped talking to me. Like they stopped replying to me. So I don't know what happened. Either the rep is gone or the company. I'm not sure. That's right, the real Sam Prentice. And I wore his shirt yesterday in my stream, so I feel pretty special. Man, I almost spat my coffee out there. That's funny. You're watching a master at work. Polymaker keeps coming out with new filaments. They have a new ASA carbon fiber. I saw that. It's pretty great. You can't knock on Sam, man. He's a really good dude. He really is. And his persona's kind of funny. Remove the two screws. I didn't read. I just saw the two arrows and began removing. All right, motor's off. 10 mils. Guys, this thing, I'm putting all the hardware into here. So as I take everything off, I'm just throwing it on here. And they're all just going in here, making it so much easier. All right, remove the Y-axis motor assembly and save it for later use. So we are literally just saving this entire assembly? Okay. Let's move on to the right side of the printer's carcass. Wow, carcass. Remove the two screws securing the cover, then take off the cover. All right, let's Flipadelphia the machine. I believe it has to be a long one. The top will come off later. Okay. All right. Love how they did the texture there. Looks good. All right, printed parts go there. More 10 mils. All right. Take my little double-sided tape off that held on my spool holder. Save the power panic cable for later use. Carefully cut off the zip ties. All right.
All right, I already did that.
The power panic cable may look different depending on your X-Buddy board.
Yeah, I don't have a zip tie there, so that's good.
Let's see if these...
Do they slide off, or are they... No, they do. Okay, cool.
All right, and...
We're doing this one too.
Save the power panic. Yeah. This is all coming off. It'd probably be easier if I can lean it on this side, right? Or you know what? I'm gonna have to get it off the edge of the table just because it's so I can actually see. Okay, let's get this. What is this, ground wire? Come on out. There we go. Give me that back. Give me that screw back. I'm assuming I was supposed to take this cable off. I'll probably find out that I wasn't, but it is what it is. Come on out. There we go. Got it. And I'll put that back in there just like I did with the others so that I know where it came from. Okay. And all this, except for that fun one, should come out of there. We got the double-headed ground cable. Hey. Hello. It thinks my face is still over here. My camera thinks my face is still down there. I'm here, machine. What are you doing? All right, some cables. Put them up there. This cable is set to keep on there, right? Oh, still remove it. Just keep it. Okay. Hey, Serge. Back to win some more filament. Hey, Nigel. Hey, Rook. How's the conversion process going? I heard you can do this, so it's cool, so cool you can actually can. Yeah, that's one of my favorite parts. The fact that you actually can is amazing. So far, I'm just taking stuff off. The instructions are very clear, and just I'm literally looking at pictures and reading simple words, which is great. Using Phillips screwdriver, I already did this. Remove the 4 power cables. Yep, remove and save them for later. Use 2.5 Allen key. Remove the 2 screws holding the PSU to the frame. Oh, okay, those. I was like, wait, I don't see those.
Oh, they're 10 mils. I thought they would have been smaller.
All right, 10 mils. My question is, how do you know where all the cables and stuff go? Do they just expect that you wing it and find out something, or do you have schematics? No, you have schematics for everything. It's all completely written out with photos and everything. Conrad's Crabs is our choice for next month, I think. Yep. Yeah, there's others. Peddlers, we can talk about it too. I can recommend some other ones for other days or whatever you guys want to do. Because I think last time you went to Green Turtle, and I was like, nah, man, they're probably like the worst places around here you can imagine. I've not tried crab, or what I think I made a crab mac once. But wow. Well, Maryland is the place for crabs. There's definitely Conrad's is more of like a chainy type restaurant, but it's seafood, so it's good stuff. But if you really want like to go to like a it's not a diner type thing. It's almost like like a deli style where you come up and they have like stuff behind glass, you get it, and then you go somewhere else to eat. I guess that'll be tough to do if you're hotels and whatnot. But there's a lot of places like that where you come up and order that have ridiculous seafood that's around here, crab specifically. But Conrad's is good. It's like you can have a bunch of people there. It's a nice spot. You get taken care of, like that type of thing. So it's solid. I would love to, like, if my house was larger, I would love to. But my house is very small, and having more than a few people in here is already kind of just like uncomfortable. But yeah, I would love to have everybody over. Like, you guys are more than welcome to pop into the studio here. Maybe we'll make at least a short or something. Check out this tiny room, because you guys don't realize, like, it's a really wide camera lens. Like, from my back here, what, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 feet to my table. You know what I'm saying? Had a sushi in Oklahoma. Ooh, I'm surprised you're still with us. Sleepover. There's a room there. Yeah, there's room here. We can cram in all kinds of things. I got cots. Liz. The studio was a closet. I believe that. All right, let's keep going through. I'll sleep in a garage with the Enders. I do have a garage. There's also currently an empty room because we had an extension built onto the house and we had to move from that room to the other room. So there's like a storage room essentially at the moment. Remove that screw holding the cable. Yep, we did that. Disconnect ground the cable will no longer be needed. Reinstall the screw you previously removed. Okay, I did it loose, but it sounds like that's gonna stay there a little longer. So before I forget, let me just tighten it. All right. Yep, we did that. Great. Cool. On the front of the frame, remove the 2 screws holding the PSU. Okay. And it looks like I don't have the gantry high enough to be able to remove that second one. That's a different 10 mil. I got to remember that. Right? Yeah. All right, let's see if I can manually move this down or up. There we go. I'm not a starving teenager. Someone will wake up with a plastic guy. No guarantees. Hotels with a chair. That's right. Just sleep in the chair. And fridge. You know, those are the 2 items that you need to live. A chair and a fridge. All right, we got our power supply out. Let's set that aside. PSU might fall off to the side. It did. Let's move on to the Heat bed using the T10 torque screw. Okay. Let's move on. Using, man, this thing is, whew. Those bearings are working. Remove all 9 screws. Remove the heat bed by lifting up. Save it for later. There's a spacer in the middle of the heat bed. Make sure to save it for later use too. Be careful and store the heat bed on a soft surface. Okay. Oh, these are tiny. One thing I do got to do is magnetize these tips because they are not magnetic. Why did you call your channel name 3D Print SOS? Do you know Morse code or something? Rook, that's a great question. My last name is Sosnin, S-O-S-N-I-N. So SOS always comes to play in some way, shape, or form, but the reason for it on the channel, and you can see the logo is a life preserver, is 3D benchies. So benchies were a part of, tuning for forever. But they were more important previously. They're like not as important anymore as they were back when I first started. So the whole point of my channel was to kind of show you guys newer machines and then do tutorials on how to make, how to use them and all that kind of stuff. 3D printing is a lot easier now, so you don't require them as much anymore. But the whole point of the channel, the whole premise, was to help you guys get better 3D prints out of these machines, how to modify them to be better, all that kind of stuff. So 3D Print SOS. That's why there's so many tutorials and stuff. It kind of goes hand in hand. And the slogan I came up with was your life preserver in a sea of broken benchies. So there you go. That's where 3D Print SOS came from. Save our ship. Benchies. Lift up, right? Lift up. You got this one still on there. There we go. Okay. Let's get this hardware. And where is this? Okay. All right, we got the bed out. Here's the spacer. All those will go there. All right, the bed is out. Let's throw the bed over here out of the way. Wow, that's pretty clever. Also, my first 3D printer wasn't under 3. There you go. Paper leveling kind of sucks, but it seems more reliable than auto. You know what? Auto back then wasn't very reliable. Auto now, with modern sensors, is extremely reliable. I almost never do the paper test anymore. I used to have to constantly, all the time. But printers have definitely gotten significantly better since then. And not only the printers, the components of the printers. So back when the Ender 3 was king, you did auto bed leveling. It was almost like a guessing game back then. It would work every other time. There was all these other issues. You had to calibrate constantly. Marlin firmware, blah, blah, blah. It was back then better to have I even built a giant machine, like 330 by 330 millimeter machine. Like a custom printer I designed, and I specifically made it manual. And I used to make a manual mesh on that thing because at the time it was more reliable than an automatic, sensor leveler back then. But that's slightly changed nowadays. SOS never stood for Save Our Ship. It was just a convenience of the dots and the dashes pattern for Morse code. The history guy has a good video on the history of SOS. That's pretty interesting. I had no idea. So one of the other things that goes hand in hand with that is when people ask me how to spell Sosnin when I'm like on the phone or whatever, I always say Save Our Ship 9-inch nails. And then they're like, oh, it's so clever. But, it's SOSNIN. Makes it much easier that way. Cool backstory. Yeah, Focus Odin. Yeah, that was my second machine. Nope, I'm lying. My second machine was an ANET AD5X. And my third machine was a Focus Odin 5. I was talking about on stream yesterday how that was the first machine I've ever seen that had a retail packaging. Machines still don't have retail packaging, but that one did. Hey, Shadow Queen, what's up? It is the way. That's right. It folds. Right. Folding. I remember that. That was great. Great marketing, too. All right. So we got all that off. Let's see what they're having me do next. Yep. Didn't forget that. All right. Using 2.5 Allen key. Remove the 4 screws holding the Y-axis rods on the front of the frame. Sure. How's the battery on this? Still the same. Interesting. It was nice folded. It was easy to put in a garbage bag. Dang, man. That's ice cold, dude. That's hilarious. How do you feel about the new printers actually touching the nozzle to the bed to level it rather than hovering to level? I mean, that's my favorite way of doing it. Some of the more recent machines that I've built myself all use the actual tool head touching the build plate. Like I said, I think it used to be a problem back then, but not anymore. It's pretty much a standard at this point to do it that way. And what's interesting is it's actually way more reliable when the sensor is your actual tool head. Because it can now automatically figure out your Z, like your Z offset, and there's no longer ever a need to use paper, because if it knows that 0 is the nozzle physically touching the bed, then from there it can go, 0.1 millimeter up, and now it has the perfect automatic Z offset. So that's kind of what ended up happening. That was the evolution. BOGO. Buy one, use the other, fix it. Oh, man. Hey, Alex, how you doing? Yo tengo una Ender 3 Pro y una Creality K1 Max. Do you have those two machines? I'm very bad at Spanish. If this was Russian, I'd be like, hey, what's up? Hola. Saludos. I'm just gonna... I need to stop because I'll start offending people. Statements just like that got me banned from a Twitch giveaway streamer. Nice. Well, you could get away with a lot more on this channel, I feel. My brother wants a Cheaty Tech Q2 exactly for this because they have the Q1 Pro and have to deal with setting Z manually. So the Q1 Pro does have it manually, but only one time. It should really never need it anymore. I've only done it once on my Q1. And I never touched it again. My buddy has the machine now. I gave it to my friend, and he's been using it daily. So I'm not sure there. Focus. There we go. But yeah, I do know that it doesn't. And because the Cheaty Techs used to have the other sensor, and then it would use the nozzle. So it was kind of a mess. So. Brother. I've been banned for less. Did you ever own a replicator? No, I never did. You breathed. As in, like, for the banning? Okay, we did that, right? Do we do the back now? Yes. What time we got? Almost 11. Man, time flies when you're having fun, huh? I wonder if we're going to even get to unboxing that machine. I might have to just save that. We'll see. There's a 3D printer called a Replicator. Yeah, it's an older machine. And some new machines are based off the Replicator, actually. It was really expensive. The machine that I wanted to buy before I bought my Ender 3 was the ANET A8. And I have it in a box, brand new, never opened. So one day, that machine is going to get built. Alright, so this should come off. Alright, we have this now. Let's see what they want us to do with it. Move from the frame, sure thing. Remove the 4 screws. Oh, I just realized I'm still using the Torx. Oh well. Good name for a machine, though, isn't it? Replicator? That was my second printer, right after the Da Vinci, right? That was also an expensive machine. Made by MakerBot. Cost you more than an arm and leg. You need your organs too. Yep. And they barely worked. And had proprietary parts. And closed source firmware. Pull out both rods. Gotcha. Replicator. A lot of thinking went into that. You would like Murph for the OG printers that show up and mod it? I would love to. I'd love to make it out to more than 3D Printopia. And next year, 3D Printopia moves to Philly, right? So I'm going to have to actually leave the house at some point. But yeah, I would love to go to another show / convention, whatever you want to call it. I still haven't gone to anything else. All right, so it's having us pull these rods out. Give them a little bit of a wipe. There's one. I'm gonna have to go find like some Tupperware or something to put all this at. Yeah, get out and touch some plastic and other people's printers. I've never been to a 3D print convention. Sounds like fun. It's surprisingly extremely fun. I was very, not against it, but I really didn't want to go weird social nonsense. But I had a blast on my first one, and I went again the next year and going again this year. Feder, if you ever go to Open Sauce in San Francisco, that would be awesome. I'd be your Uber the whole time you're here. Oh, do you live in San Fran? I've been one time to San Francisco for a business trip, and I did some. I ended up doing some. I ended up finishing work early and ended up going mountain biking in Marin County. I didn't have any of my gear or anything, so I hilariously went in like khakis, in my khaki shorts and some Nike Dunks. It worked though. It was pretty fun. We're weird. Only some people bite. You know, I try to be. I try to be as social as I possibly can, but my social battery runs out extremely quickly, and the problem is I don't know how to act and what to do when it does. I'll often just step back and dip out. I mean, I'm sure you guys have already seen it in the past couple of years. I don't know what the hell is wrong with me. I hear there's a convention in Maryland. I live in the South State. I'm in Maryland. I'm in Bel Air. There's a show here in Bel Air called 3D Printopia. So, Rook, come out. It's next month. All right. These are very greasy. What do they want me to do with that? We sit in the hotel lobby and ignore each other when the battery's out. That, sounds like a decent time. That bridge really isn't made of gold? Ah. Yeah, crossing that bridge in an Uber was fun. Okay, so remove all 3 bearings from the bearing holders. Clean the bearings from excess grease and dirt and save them for later use. 2 of this type of bearings will be used in the core 1. Alright, so we are removing them from this little thing. You know what? I'll keep these intact for now. Wait, let me put them somewhere else. I know we won't use them, but it seems like a funky little piece. Alright, let's get the grease off. Alright, 3 bearings. I'll put them right next to the other idler that we're supposed to be saving. What, you mean I can't cross the bridge made of gold and pray it don't fall off? Well, I mean, you can, I guess. Alright, we done did that. Done did that. This is saying just disassemble it. Alright, I guess I will. Let's get the hardware out. I wonder if those pieces are reused for something. Come on out. Rubber pieces. There we go. How hot does it get where you live, Pez Liz? I thought you were cool all the time. She's just always cooling it. She's... I ran out of jokes. I ran out of jokes. All right. Using a 2mm Allen key, remove all 8 of the expansion joints. Using a 2mm, huh? That's from this side. These little CNC pieces are really nice feeling. All right, let's get this little stuff put away. Are we gonna reuse these spacers for something? Save the expansion joints for later use. All right, we'll put that in the later use pile. And all of these guys are 6 mils. So we'll put them in with the 6 mils. All right, is there more to harvest? Nope. All right, so this is just going to get set aside somewhere, huh? No problem. Someone said this process is supposed to take 45 minutes at one point. I don't know. We've been at it for over an hour. I don't think I'm going that slow. I mean, I'm talking to stuff and reading. Have you been a long-time fan of Prusa? The thing I like about them is their printers beep when you press the screen to indicate option selection. I have been a fan, but I've never been able to afford one. I made a Prusa clone a while ago, and then expanded it to a much larger machine at one point. That was years and years ago now. I've always been a fan from afar, and when I got this machine, I believe it was like too late for this type of machine, if that makes sense. And everything went Core XY when I first got this, but I did get at least to do a couple projects with this and appreciate just the upper echelons of bed slingers, and that's definitely this. This thing is an absolute workhorse. I'm still kind of unsure about this upgrade because it's kind of sad to see this be dismantled because it's such a good machine. But hopefully it'll, you know, morph into this beautiful butterfly called the Core 1. So, all right, let's move on to the extruder. Remove the top cover of the extruder by lifting it up. Like these design parts, these design pieces right here are really cool. Like all this cover stuff was really cool from what I remember. So I think you pull up on that. Yeah, there's like a little pin. You pull up. Just a nice little clever piece that comes up. I don't think any of those are removed, right? Remove the screw holding the cover on the right side. All right. We need the 2.5, I believe. I think by the time that became a thing, I had to quit 3D printing. Ender 3's brought me back, and my bank account had been sad ever since. Yeah. Takes longer when you're streaming. Yeah, that's for sure. You know, I like chatting with you guys and BSing. Probably look it up myself. I wonder who gets the claim, the first Core XY printer. Oh, it was. I don't think it was anything that was modern. I think that it came out a long time ago. But I don't know who it was, so that'll be a fun fact to check out. Let's put this here. This pin. Come on, pin. Can go here. These clips. Whoops, sorry, hit the camera. Things can go here. I kind of have a feeling maybe we'll be able to use those. All right, we did that. What's next? Remove the side cover. Disconnect the motor, filament sensor, and load cell cables. Okay. I do like I was hating on the Prusa connectors because they're proprietary, but they're so easy to disassemble. I guess that's the benefit. All right. Yep, did that. Yep, did that. All right, next. On the opposite side, disconnect the nozzle, thermistor. All right, let's go on the opposite side. This is a little window cover from what I remember. This takes off the fan. All right, we should be disconnecting this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't get to that one yet. All right, let's see what it tells me to do. Remove the hot end assembly and save it for later use. Remove the top 2 thumb screws. Wait, these. Do they get fully removed? Remove the hot end assembly. What am I missing here? Remove the 2 thumb screws until the hot end assembly drops. Oh, I thought it was for the fan. Okay. Okay. Right. Now I remember how that worked. I totally forgot about that. That was also very clever. All right, that's for later use. Thumb screws for later use or no? Nope, doesn't look like it. All right, thumb screws can go here. Oh, no, it says remove the 2 thumb screws for later use. All right, gotcha. Continue to remove these things. All right. Our Lord Savior Joseph Prusa invented Core XY and 3D printing. Well, Stratuses will tell you otherwise. Sort of interesting how popular Core XY has gotten over the years. For all those who grew up with bed slingers, must have truly been bad if they were looking for new tech to replace it. Yeah. So is this Transformer of an Autobot or Decepticon? Good question. Hey, Bearded and Taco. Is this another 5-minute job? Yeah, it's been a 5-minute job since about 9:30. All right, so we did that. We did that. Next, we're disconnecting those things. Remove the 2 screws to the right. Remove the print fan assembly by sliding it up. Oh, these things. Okay. Those are Torx. Interesting use of different different screws here. Did I disconnect all of the cables? Yeah, except for the big one. I can't reach that one. All right, the fan is off. I'm assuming it gets reused. Remove the fan assembly by sliding it out. Proceed to carefully prevent damaging the cable going through. Save the fan and assembly for later use. Gotcha. Is this harder than building the MMU3? I hear that's a 20-hour job plus. Yeah, I mean, the MMU3 is definitely very complicated in comparison. I don't think this is like that. All the pieces are larger. They're not finicky. And look at the photos. I mean, it makes it so easy. Hey, Knox, thank you so much for the donation. I really appreciate that. I'm here. What did I win? Well, you haven't won yet, but soon. There is about an hour left, a little bit less, 50 minutes or so in our giveaway by Polymaker. If you guys are going to be sticking around till the end or towards the end, be sure to jump into the link that is pinned to the top of the chat in both Twitch and YouTube. That will take you to gleam.io. Answer a question. Make sure you sub to the channel. You have to be. And make sure you're there for when I call out the winner. And you will get some filament from Polymaker. Thank you, Polymaker, for sponsoring these live streams with giveaways at the end. I definitely really enjoy doing it. "15 years. Yeah, Joseph. That went quick, didn't it? Hey, Blank. Which one of them new bamboos they sent you? None? I guess the newest one I have is the H2D. That's still new. I've had the H2D for a while, several months. I've been using it for all sorts of things, trying to get to the bottom of it, why it exists, what it's good at, what it's bad at. I've had some issues, but I've had a lot of success, and it makes it really easy to recommend. But no, Bamboo doesn't just willy-nilly send me anything. I focus on a lot of other machines as well. So I remember reading somewhere how PopFab from like 10 years ago were the ones who actually make Core XY a thing, and then Voron and the likes came in. I don't remember the full thing, but yeah, some. Hey, Sam. Always fall asleep before the draw. Yeah, you gotta set an alarm or something. Hey, Palms. Yeah, cardboard spools have gotten better. Most modern cardboard spools have the edges now in a resin, I believe it is, or something along those lines that makes it harder and makes it compatible with AMS systems now. So something to keep in mind. All right, we did that. Remove the 2 screws holding the hot end fan and heat sink. All right, so another tool swap. Let me guess, set aside the fan. All right. Fan is off. Put it next to the other fan. Let's see where these long boys end up. 18 mils. Come on. Alright, save it for later use. Watch out! Neck extruder might fall out. Move the 3 screws holding the neck extruder to the X carriage. No problem. Looks like a little mini assembly or what? Yes. The answer to that question is yes. Alright. And here is our entire neck extruder assembly. Very nice. Hopefully that whole thing gets reused like that. This little guy came out of somewhere. We'll find its home later. Put that here. Throw that there. These are 12 mils. Okay. Hey, Burn. Jesus, could you imagine? Prusa needs to make a 300 cube printer that doesn't cost $4,000. 250 and 220 dimension acceptable these days. I mean, they do have, you know, their multi-head monster that's still kind of leading that whole thing until, you know, the new and shiny comes around. But hopefully by that time they have theirs, since they have years of experience with this. Welcome Raiders. Oh, is there a raid? See, I okay, Liz, I need your help. I need some way of showing that I got a raise that I got rated on my screen so that I know to welcome folks in. Welcome in everybody. Thank you for being here. And welcome to the channel. We're currently just figuring out how to disassemble the MK4S to convert this into a Core 1. And we're just having a good old time. Going slow, taking care of things, sorting a whole bunch of hardware with this cool auto sorter thing. Checking out this Hodo tool that's been amazing. You know, typical nonsense. So, Harold, how you doing? Tech Jeeper, what's up? Sounds like a 5-minute job. Yeah, like I said, it's been a 5-minute job since about 9:30. The auto sorter is really useful print. It is, Harold. There's actually a bigger one where you dump all of your screws into like a bin, and then you literally crank, and the screws go down this like thing and all drop in where they need to go, and then you can actually like pull each one out. Here, you can take this thing off and remove them that way, which is still very helpful. But yeah, definitely grab yourself one of these things. Step 1, grab a bin. Step 2, push printer into bin. That's funny. Ended up on a win tonight. Nice. What'd you win, Harold? I'm assuming some filament. All right, next extruder we got. We went to the back of the X carriage. Remove the 2 marked screws on top. No, I win as in had success. Oh, I see. Well, that's okay. Bearded Printer, love the content. You're neat. Thank you so much for your donation, Bearded. I appreciate it. That is very kind of you to do. And these things go a long way, for real. I'm glad you're here hanging out and enjoying it. Look at this cutesy little heart. How about that? Have some fun with your PCBs, you know? Is this a 6mm? It is. And what we got here? This one is a 10mm. All right, I'm going to assume this is going to say... The real core one is the friends you made along the way. Nice. That's a good way to put that. AMS2 has a 3-slot and a 5-slot version. Hey, okay. You get to meet Beardy in a month? Oh, that's fun. I'll probably, hopefully, recognize you because of the beard. I printed the wrong mount. Ah. Alright, so lift the love board slightly, proceed, blah, blah. Okay, remove the love board and save it for later use. Alright, that goes here then. Just in a dump full of the other ones. Noted earlier, it said, put these things in a safe spot. Into anti-static bags. Alright, rotate both threaded rods by hand to move the X-axis assembly all the way to the top. What does this look like? Some kind of peasantry? We use force around here. Alright, all the way to the top. Using a ball end 2.5mm Allen key, remove all 4 screws, securing the left Z motor. Remove all 4 screws holding the right Z motor. That one's really loose. So is that one. Okay, these are very loose for whatever reason. I wonder if I'd never tighten them. Oh, there we go. This one's tight. Sadness, pour one out for the Kevster. I also have a shirt with my face on it in case my actual face doesn't tip you off. Nice. Let's see. What else could be holding this thing on? Is there more? That's loose. That's loose. That's loose. That's loose. Huh. Alright, let's just do what it says first. Remove. 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 How do you feel about the resin printing? I'm not the biggest fan ever. I do have like a resin print setup in the corner. And I do have one to unbox actually from Creality, and I've had it for months. Well, it's not Creality, it's Procreate, which is their sister company. I've had it for months in a box and never unboxed it because I'm just not the biggest fan of resin. There's definitely a place for it. I've done some really, really fun projects with resin, but it's just not for me to do it every single day, you know? I don't know about it being dangerous enough to kill you because this stuff is killing us anyway. But, I don't know. Alright. Tessin is Roxic. Yep. Alright, we did that. Rotate the threaded rods on both sides to disengage both the motors. Okay. Ah, there it goes. Just gotta break it out of there, huh? There he goes. Alright, got that one out and this one out. Should be able to just lift. Get these motors out of there. This drops. Alright, both our motors. Those are getting reused for sure. Procreate is an app on the iPad. Oh, did I say it wrong? It's used to talk about making babies. The level of jokes in that little joke's actually pretty good. That's like a 3-in-1. That's like a triple entendre, man. Pretty good. Good stuff. All right, save it for later use, of course. Move the frame back to the original position. What do you mean by that? Expect the X-axis now moves freely and maybe, oh, right, this. Like move it back, like stand up. All right, got it. Remove the 4 screws holding the Z. There's 4 screws holding that? Did I read that wrong? Oh, like 4, like 2, like, you know, 2 on each side. All right, got it. I thought I was crazy for a second there. Am I stripping this? I am. I am stripping it. But don't strip the tool. Strip the hardware. There we go. Oh, these are longer than I thought. These are 12s, I believe. No, they're 10s. All right. Definitely a lot of 10mm hardware. All right, one rod out. And the top came off of that one. Come on out of there, rod. There we go. Of course, I'm all greased out now. Let's get these wiped down. Just got some chopsticks. Not bad, huh? Right? No. There we go. Got it. Wait. Come on. I have to go lower? Oh, yeah. I mean, this could be a mini game at the convention right here. All right. Save both rods for later use. All right. Got it. Yep. Got it. Remove the X-axis assembly from the printer's frame. Remove the 4 screws holding the trapezoid nuts on top of both sides. Remove both trapezoid nuts and save them for later use. Trapezoid nuts. I don't know if I've ever heard them called that. And are these aluminum or are they Delrin? Delrin, I believe. Delrin's cool stuff. I can't wait till we print that really easily. Repair your Death Racer with chopsticks. All right, save that for later, huh? Okay, gotcha. These 4 are also 10 mils. That sounds like fun, actually. Fun little mini game. On the back of the assembly, remove the belt tensioning screw. All right. Can I reach it? Of course I can. Loosen the 3 screws holding the motor on the front. Why has no one tried printing a bell out of PPSCF? Sounds like metal. There's tons of people that did it. I've seen a bunch of people print a bell. Yeah, and yes, it does sound like metal. I'm sure you already know my entire Death Racer is PPSCF, so the whole thing's gonna sound like, when it's getting destroyed by everyone else, it'll sound like like metal. 16. Oh, that was 18. 18, and this one is larger than 20, which means I'll put it where the nuts go. This motor, though. Yep, we did that. All right, now we're ripping this sucker apart to get to the belt tensioner assembly. Let's see here. Bam. 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 Okay. All right, zip ties off. Printed part. What's next back here? Move those. Is the Death Racer for battle robotics? Kinda. The main difference is you're not actually trying to destroy the other Death Racers. You're trying to knock off the opponent's heads on the Death Racer, and the head, underneath the head, there's a switch. And when the head comes off, it triggers the switch to the off position, so the Death Racer is immobilized. So there's different races, different ways to drive them around, like different competitions, essentially. So they're not necessarily like, well, I guess battle robotics. You weren't asking like if they're battle bots. Yeah, kind of battle robotics. Yes. All right, we took the belt out, and that released the motor. Remove the axis motor. Okay, I'm just gonna put it right over here with the others. We have a ton of parts. All right, next. Yep, and save the motor. Got it. What was this one? Oh yeah, it's the same thing, just photos. Let's move on to the right X end part. Okay. Let's move on then. Here, let's remove this belt. I'm assuming we're gonna get all new belts because the belt path is way bigger. Be sure to like the stream, you nerds. I agree. That would be nice. I think the like button does stuff. I'm not sure. You pop other racers' heads off. Yep, that's the name. Right. Like button twice, just to be sure. If you hit it twice, I think you unlike. Don't hit it twice. Hit it 3 times. All right. So, what's next here? What's next? Are we trying to remove this wire? And can we? I believe we can. All right. There's the main wire. Okay. Move the idler all the way inward. All the way inward, like... Oh, this idler. English. On the front, there's a small window where you can observe the idler shaft movement. While keeping the idler pushed all the way in, use the thinnest 1.5 Allen key to push the shaft out to remove it. And I took the belt out already. So that's fun. I see. While it was forward, right? So it looks like... There we go. I got it. All right. There is that. That's really clever. Super clever. Small window. Yep. Okay. Idler shafts exit the plastic part to remove it. Yes. We did that. Yep. Okay. Got that. Yep. Save the pulley for later use. Gotcha. Put it with the other pulley and the other pin. Yes, new belts. But did you get the pulley out before removing the belt? No, but I just did it. You'll find out soon enough. Nice. Good recovery. Yeah, that's just, you know, pure luck. Let's move back to the printer's frame. Remove the 6 screws holding the X-Buddy board in place. All right, so this thing just gets to kind of just hang out here like this. All janked out. I kind of want to put this cover back on so at least it holds. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that just so it holds that part together. I believe it was 10 mils. Here, I'll just put 1. Nope, it was not 10. This one was 10. All right. No? 12? Let's try 12. No? Okay, I guess not. All right, I guess we're not putting anything there. Fine. 18? Was it one of the long ones? I don't remember. Yep, it was 18. There we go. It'll just keep that bearing in place and won't be flopping around all over the place. There's still a lot of hardware in here, actually. All right, so we can move this aside as well, it appears. And then back over here, remove the 6 screws holding the X-Buddy board in place. Oh, the board itself. Gotcha. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where would 6 be then? Oh, back here. Hiding behind a zip tie. I actually got to get these zip ties out of here at some point. All right, buddy board. Come on out of here. All right, there's our board. These guys go where? These are 6s or what? Yes. All right, 6s go in there. Get these zip ties out, even if I don't need them. My OCD is telling me to do it. Got this little washer I'll put into the nuts pile. All right, saving that for later. Sure thing. Okay, got it. Next, X-Buddy prep. There might be thermal pads stuck to the rear. Remove the thermal pads and clean up any glue residue. Oh, yeah, look at that. These things are actually brittle. That means they were working. Oh, yeah. All right. I have to actually be careful with them. Okay. I'll do that differently. Not use a sharp object. All right, got it. More raids. Hey. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, raiders. That's right. Raid pro streamer. Nice. Welcome, everybody. We're just on the tail end of removing all the parts from this MK4S for our conversion to a Core 1. And we just got to these pads that I forgot about completely. You know what? I have a plastic, like, spudger. Actually, I have another one of them up here. And I believe that would work well. If not, we can also use this. Wow, they really have printed bells out of PPS-TF. Yeah, they definitely have. It's expensive. Sounds cool. Yep. My Death Racer build in PPS was I bought a $200, $300? The $300 spool? So, raid on YouTube, just Dave. What's up, Dave? Thank you for coming in. You can raid my stream anytime you'd like. No Diddy. Right, you're supposed to say no Diddy when you say weird stuff to your buddies? So I'm just using a plastic like spudger / pick to take off these thermal pads. Oh, here we go. This one just come up. All right, cool. There we go. Now that's nice and clean and ready for the next machine. I'm really surprised those thermal pads came off like they just did. They're all really brittle. That means they were definitely getting really hot, which is interesting. PPS CF is so affordable. Not sure why more people don't buy it. It isn't. I think people are used to buying really cheap PLA and ABS and stuff, and then they get to PPS and it's 6 times the cost. You know, it's amazing filament, but it's definitely more expensive. But there's a majority of the conversion of the new kit, and you're just stripping the MK4 of the important parts. Yes, exactly. There's, you know, a frame. There's a couple other parts. There's a new screen assembly, things like that. But all of this stuff gets reused. The hot end, the fans, the board, some of the actual movement hardware, like the Z-axis, the rods. A lot of it gets reused. So $160 isn't affordable. I mean, it depends. It depends on what you're comparing it to, right? Like $160 is affordable, but if you're looking at it for like a spool, like if you're not into its properties, if you're not specifically there and you don't understand what the hype is about, in your mind you're like, well, I could just get like ABS CF for like $30. Why am I spending 160? You know what I mean? But yeah, it was an easy buy for me. I've been using it for all kinds of things. Actually, later on, probably closer to deeper into fall, I'll be doing a suspension swap on my car, and I designed and printed some spacers out of PPS CF. So I'll be doing a little video on that at some point when I have a chance to install that stuff. All right. So we did that. What's left? Also, by the way, those that are coming in, Polymaker sponsors this channel by giving, or these live streams by giving a spool, well, more than a spool, some filament to somebody at the end of my streams. And they're doing that this time as well. And to get in on that action, you just have to be present and fill out the form. It's a very simple form with using the link in the chat that's pinned on both Twitch and YouTube. Should be in the chat. And then in about 20 or so minutes, we'll be picking a lucky winner. And if you're here and you're subscribed to the channel, well, then you'll get some filament. So if you're going to stick around, definitely go ahead and do that. That's a smart application of PPS CF. A suspension swap is cheap compared to the cost of that filament. Right, exactly. So the premise is I'll be lowering my car pretty significantly using the suspension, and it's non-adjustable because it comes off of a different car. Since my car is a wagon, it will be heavier in the rear. Plus, I have a sound system and some other things like that I typically have, like a roof, what's it called? A roof box and a bike rack. So the rear end of my car is much heavier than a typical version of what I'm getting the suspension off of. So to correct it, I'm adding 3/8 of an inch of spacer. It's the highest, it's the most you can go without changing the hardware on the suspension. So the idea there is it'll level it out instead of having that backwards rake. So it's just essentially a puck that's printed in a really specific format, but it's 100% infill PPS CF, and you're not compressing PPS CF from what I understand. So all right, let's see. Yeah, there is, JP. It's great. I love being a part of that group. They make some amazing stuff. Okay, so it looks like we need the LCD assembly back. Remove the encoder knob and save it for later use. Okay, encoder knob, save for later pile. Using the Torx T10 screwdriver, remove all the screws holding the grounding fasten connector. Really? And why is that? Okay, got that off of there. Also, I shouldn't be putting anything on this rag. This rag is specifically for grease. Okay, remove the screw holding the ground connector. Remove the grounding fasten connector and save it for later use. So we literally just did that just to get this. Okay, save that for later. This hardware can go up there. So we just needed the knob and that. All right. Cool. Oh, no, there's more. Remove 3 screws holding the assembly together. I should probably take out this USB. All right. Remove the LCD from the back cover and save it for later use. Okay, there's my LCD. All right, and we'll put that over here for later. And what about the cover? You don't need this anymore? Yeah, I think it's definitely worthwhile trying to piece together a switch wire build for this. Prusa wire. All right. Oh, we have to take the fan assembly apart. Man, this is getting interesting. My piles are gonna get all messed up over here. Disheveled was the word that I was thinking of. Okay, remove the screw holding the fan shroud. Remove the fan shroud. Okay, fan shroud removed. Remove the 2 screws holding. Save the fan alone. All right, so we're not going to need this portion. I'm trying to figure out if I can remove this little nut that's in here because why not? I'd like to keep it. Let's see, we need a sharper piece and we'll be able to get that out and recycle it. Oh, there we go. Or I can just break that piece and extract it out that way. All right, we got that out. That goes in the pile. Torx. So undo this. A lot of self-tappers here. All right, cover and fan. Okay, that goes in that pile. Here's the fan. Now we can set that fan aside. Got it. All right, we're going back to the Y-axis motor. Guessing we're going to be taking off the thermal pad and also the mount to it. Remove the thermal pad. Okay. Good guess, I guess. Oh, this thermal pad's in even worse shape. Interesting. Let's get that spudger out again. Super creative. I've never heard of people modding their cars with 3D printing. Oh, yeah, there's a ton of mods with 3D prints. Like a ton. Like, you'll be blown away. When I had my previous Impreza, I made an MAF adapter so I can run a cone filter on the intake. And I printed it in ABS and with 100% infill. And that thing was on it for like 2 years at least in the engine bay. All right, let's see if I can scrape this off in some kind of decent fashion without getting this stuff everywhere. Yeah, this little spudger is perfect for this. takes it right off of there. Scrapes it right off. Just so you guys know what I'm talking about. It's one of these little spudgers for electronic pieces, for electronic dismantling. All right, that's the first part. Remove all 3 screws, securing the motor. I think my favorite 3D printing filament brand name, just based on the name alone, is Cookie CAD. Yeah, a lot of people love Cookie CAD filament. They have an amazing array of colors. All right, let's see if I can also take out the hardware out of here. No, probably not. Probably not. That's okay. All right, these are, I'm guessing, 18. Let's see. 18. All right, another 3D printed piece goes into the pile. Okay, we did that. Using 2mm Allen key, loosen the grub screws. That's wrong. There we go, 2. Loosen. Loosen. Save the motor for later use. Save the pulley for later use. Gotcha. All right, motor over there. That over there. This hardware we'll take out at some other point, I guess. We have some 3D printed isolators. No, they're rubber. But let's put that back in case we need that. Okay, what's next? Take the X-axis motor, loosen the 2 grub screws on the pulley, but do not remove them entirely. Remove the pulley from the motor, save for later use. Remove the textile wrap. Yep. Save the motor. Oh, remove the textile wrap. Oh, I think I did the Y-axis motor. Wait, was it for both? Yeah, Y-axis motor, okay. Did that. Now it's saying get the X-axis motor. Gotcha, gotcha. I was confused there for a split second. All right, let's take the wrap off. Speaking of which, I need to buy this stuff for my, what's it called, build. For the Stealth Changer Micron. All right, so saving this pulley as well, and this motor as well. Got it. Did it. Take the X-axis, Z-axis motors, remove the rubber pads, clean off any residue from the pads, save the motors for later use. Okay, and I put the pads back on there. Look at that. Pad. Rubber pad. Shoop. That goes in that pile. Guys, we have about 9 minutes left before the Polymaker giveaway if you guys want to jump into that link. Take the MK4S heat bed assembly, remove the 2 screws holding the cable cover, and remove the top part of the cover. Remove the marked screw in the middle and detach the bottom part of the cover. Why? Why are we doing that? That doesn't stay. Well, how come? Why did you not go adjustable coilovers? Because I didn't want the rough ride of coilovers. So I have in a 2020 Outback. And I'm going to be one of the only few people that are going to convert the entire suspension, the rear end, with including the rear subframe, is getting swapped to a legacy subframe, spacers and bolts. And the suspension is going to come off of a 2024 WRX. So I want the car is only 200 pounds heavier than a WRX of that year. So technically everything should swap right over. That's my goal. The only things that I don't have figured out, also everything's OEM. OEM suspension, which I already have. OEM subframe spacers hardware, which I got from the dealer. Most importantly, the rear upper control arms, the lower control arms. The rear lower control arms, the giant arms, have to be swapped over to Legacy because the Outback ones are flat and the car will be too low. It'll actually be sitting on parts. So you need to get the curved ones for the same year of your car. So far, those are the things that I have figured out. Any printer manufacturer that gives you snacks at the purchase of the printer is a great manufacturer. Yeah, Rook, I agree with that. Amen to that. Give us snacks. Okay, we did that. Oh, easy, easy. Remove the 2 screws by holding the power cables. Note their M3 nuts underneath. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, I vaguely remember this. Clean up any leftover adhesive. Save the heat bed alone. Wait, the thermistor comes off too? Remove both the Kapton and aluminum stickers. Oh, okay. Unexpected. Unexpected. Alright, that comes off. Hardware got stuck to the magnets, I'm assuming. I gotta have them both. Alright, these can go here and here. Washers will drop in there too. Hey, Icon. Icon. Because it's I. I see what you did there. Alright, so we have to peel this, huh? That's really interesting. BQ gives you ducks. Yes, they do. Yep, because the new one has longer wires. Oh, okay. Alright. It's a big old piece, huh? Got that. So surprisingly easy to take off. And we got the aluminum tape. Nice and easy as well, surprisingly. All right, that is off. I know we don't need this anymore, but no reason to be rough with it. All right, we got that. This 3D printed piece can go in the 3D printed piece pile. This hardware, I'm assuming we're not using anymore. There we go. Our bed is off. Put it back over here. All right, let's see what's next. Did that. For the following steps, please prepare core 1, the thermistor. Oh, so we're just going right in, and I haven't unboxed that. Let's see how far this goes. So that's just how you put it on. Okay, so we're already getting into preparing it for things. This assembly and preparation part is over. All right, so let's do this. Since there's 2 minutes left in the giveaway, I'll let you guys do that. And what we'll do is this seems like a perfect part to stop, but I do want to get this part done too, which means I do have to unbox the box. So let's do that. Let me get to that part, and we'll do the giveaway and wrap up the stream. So let's prepare this how I want it. Just hanging out, watching while running layer tests. Just got my replacement EBB. Nice. Okay. An Eddy setup. Okay, cool. Using it as an end stop. Nice, nice. All right. Do we need this anymore? Probably not. This was here for electronics viewing. Put that back. Actually, I'm going to have to charge that, aren't I? I'm going to charge that because I'm going to need it later. And it's not... Also, this has been running for hours, right? Almost 3 hours? It's been running for 2.5 hours, and it's at halfway battery. Pretty epic. Good job. All right, I'll put it right here in my face so I don't forget. All right, let me grab the box. Let's put all this stuff on the floor. I definitely want to test this thing. This is the Tetris system, and I have some fun 3D prints for that. I basically have a line of things to get to, and there's even more in the other room. Wow, this is a way heavier box than I expected. Why is that so heavy? I guess the steel? Is TPU supposed to feel like it's dripping water when you touch it? I don't think so. I don't think so. All right, let's get into here. My hope is that the part that I need is like on top, and I don't have to take everything out. Oh, we need to go higher here. There you go. Watch it be a true core one, like a finished one. It's all steel. And watch it, you did all that for nothing. Man, that would be something else, wouldn't it? All right, thank you for purchasing the Prusa Core 1. Your support allows us to invest in further development and not just our 3D printers, but also open source tools like Prusa Slicer, high quality Prusa materials, the printables.com community platform, and more. Assembly instructions, follow us, blah, blah, blah. Happy printing. And there is a cheat sheet that gives us all of the hardware, which is really nice. And most importantly, the scale is 1:1. I like that. That's pretty cool. Wow. You guys can't see a thing on here. Tiny 4K image. There we go. 1:1. That's pretty cool. Yeah, blank page. That's hilarious. All right, let's leave it there. So weird they just send you a blank piece of paper. That's funny. All right, we have, of course, our Haribos. Very important. So soft. I will keep that. We have the 3D printing handbook, which will go right next to my other handy book. Look at that. Let's start collecting these. That's cool. I like that. We'll keep that. We'll keep that around for no reason until I'm ready to just throw it out. All good. Hey, look at that. It's right on top. Keep that thermistor set of core 1. That's so good. Who did this? Who made this packaging? All right, hold on. I don't need to go any further. This is where we're at right now. Purvis. One day. I'm sitting with old Ender 3v2. Nothing wrong with that, man. Little bunny to buy a new printer, even in South Africa. But one day, maybe an XL. Yeah, same here, man. But hey, nothing wrong with that Ender 3v2. You can print some amazing things and do some incredible stuff with it. So don't let all this new shiny stuff get the best of you, man. There's a lot of FOMO going around in 3D printing. That's for sure. All right, so new thermistor. Let's follow this part. There we go. Okay. Okay, so there is a right and wrong way to do this. So I'll be sure to try not to do it twice. So place the thermistor onto the heat bed, ensuring the tip is positioned inside the circle. Important, if the thermistor is misaligned, the printer will read incorrect temperature values. Also note which side of the sensor is attached to the hotbed. Use the aluminum tape to fix the thermistor in place. The thermistor cable should be directed toward the power connector area. Keep the tip of the thermistor in the circled area while applying tape. I got that. Where's my mouse? What I don't got is this part. Okay, so this part needs to be touching that circle. All right, so the white part down. Okay, got it. Just like this. All right. Just like that right there. And, whoops, I have it all zoomed in, of course. Go back. So we're aluminum taping it, okay? Here's the aluminum tape. Put this back how it's supposed to go. Right there. Cool. And then, yep, okay, did that, yep. Yep. Do not peel off the entire tape at once. Start applying tape so it overhangs the aluminum foil entirely. Okay. Come on. There it goes. You know, if I don't do this straight, my OCD is gonna destroy me. All right, it's not perfect. Dang it. That's close enough for government work. All right. Did that. This can go. You know what? I'm going to hold on to this back because I'll shove some of this stuff in there so that it's organized. Nope. You know what? I'm going to keep it exactly how it is. So I'll probably try to do another 2 live streams next week. And what I'll do is I'll do this one first and then continue the build of the Death Racer. That way I can keep this stuff where it is. Continue playing 2 gradually. Finally check it. Okay, I did that. Okay, theirs is way worse than how I did it. This is way worse. Lopsided mess. You've successfully reworked the heat bed into a Core 1 version. Save it for later use. Man, they love saying save it for later use. Alright, so let's do this. Like this, like this, like this. Okay. Oh, this is not going to be on top, is it? Just saying that because I don't see that on top. The cover. The following steps prepare gearbox cover. Let's see. Maybe it will be on top. Actually reading directions. I gotta say, this is probably one of the first times. I even have shorts on me not listening to the direction, not reading directions. I'm unsubbing. Nice. They placed the tape to avoid covering the center hole. I'm hoping that me lifting a few of these parts is just going to bring up the thing that I need. And that's not true. Plexi set. Nicely labeled. All right, I gotta turn this now. Oh, look, my 3D printed Crocs are over there. Yeah. All right, Plexi set. This says metal parts, 2 of 3. Man, everything's so nicely packaged. It's beautiful. Electronics and chamber parts. We have printed parts. Electronics and fasteners. Core XY parts and hinge set. Metal parts on the bottom there. Metal parts, 3 of 3. All right, let me open some of these and see if that covers in here. We got some filament, some wire management stuff, thermal pads, all kinds of pulleys, cables, a new set of the same tools again. Yep, very nice. What is this? Looks like some LED strips. Whole bunch of hardware. Alcohol wipes. All right, not in here. That is so much stuff. It's kind of interesting how much stuff gets used from the printer and how much stuff, more importantly, does not get used from the printer. Because there's an impressive amount of stuff in both directions. All right, printed parts. I don't think that cap is printed. But just have a quick glance in case they put it in here anyway. The cover is in here, and that's not printed, so maybe it is. Yeah, the LCD cover is here. So maybe it is. All right, here's the power supply stuff. Some motor stuff. Bigger things. Here it is. I have located it. It's interesting that they put it into the printed stuff bin, because it's definitely not a printed piece. Another thing, whoever packaged this did a phenomenal job getting this into these boxes. This is filled to the utmost brim. Like, how do you get this back in here? I'm not even going to try. I'm going to just keep this thing at the top. All right, how was this in here? Fasteners were here. This was in that corner, but it's not going in there anymore. This was here. Metal parts was on top. This was here. This was a spacer this way. All right, that's good enough. Printed parts goes here. All right. Hey, 3D Odyssey, what's happening? Oh, it's in the printed box. It tells you a box to find the stuff you needed. That whole time? It tells you right there. Man, I swear, reading the instructions, guys. Wow. That's hilarious. Yeah, it's going to be a few streams for sure. That's hilarious. As always, it was right in front of my face. Take the next extruder assembly. Okay. And let's get these screws on the gearbox off. To make it easy for you. It's 12:12. I know, Caleb. I know. I wanted to get to this stopping point, and then we'll do the giveaway and end the stream. Who guessed that they would have had the instructions? You know, Petty. How long are these screws? Days long. All right, there we go. Nice, still got some grease in there. That's a good sign. The rest of the gearbox together. Okay. Apply more grease between the gears. If your gearbox lacks lubrication, nah, it's pretty good. There's already sufficient lubricant. You can leave as is. Cool. Install the Core XY Core Prusa Core 1. You know what? Should I have left the MK4S one on there? How much was that screwdriver? I'm not sure how much it was, to be honest. I was sent this by Hodo, and the set, the whole snap block set, and I'm in love with it. I have 2 other Hodo sets. This was my previous favorite one, which was a little pricey, to be honest, but it was fantastic. And I used it for so many machines. Charges right in this case. But this one is substantially better, stronger, has different speeds. This one is just better. I'm kind of thinking I might put the other one back, guys. Because, do you know why? Because this cover, if you just buy a Core 1 and you print it or whatever, you know, everyone is going to have this. This is kind of like an homage to the fact that you built this from a Mark IV. I'm kind of thinking I'm going to go back. Unless there's like a physical difference, which it doesn't look like there is. I'm going to go back. Yeah, I'm going back. I'm going to stick with the Mark 4S cover. And that way it's a little bit more special than just your standard run-of-the-mill Core 1. Is that dumb? Which also means that we spent too much time doing any kind of unboxing and looking for this part. Yeah, at the moment, I'm kind of enjoying that. So I think I'll just keep it. We'll keep that on there. It's going to very obviously be a Core 1, but it'll be nice to see that its guts are upgraded from MK4S. I dig it. And maybe I'll save this for maybe like some kind of like little reveal or something, or you know, something like that. I'll put it over here for memorabilia. It's your printer, you can do whatever you want with it. I just think that's a neat little touch, that's all. All right, and I believe this was all that I saw, right? Earlier, you have removed at least 3 LM8UU bearings. Only 2 of this type of bearing will be used for the Core 1. Check each bearing for seamless movement. Attach a smooth rod. Okay, select 2 of the best performing bearings for later use. Set them aside. Okay, they're all in one spot. I'm not going to move them. Gotcha. The disassembly and preparation part is over. The following steps will list the required parts one by one. Check that you have everything. Yeah, I mean, everything's right here. Can't possibly go any further. 2 of those. Got them. 2 of these. Yep. 2 of these. Yep. 2 of these Delrins. Yep. 8 of these guys. Where'd I put those? Gotta be here somewhere. Oh, yep, right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. All right. And the spacer. Yep, right there. Okay, got them. 2 Z motors. 2 of these, 2 of these. Yep. And the Y and the X. That's correct. Of the extruder. I got the hot end assembly, the 2 thumb screws right next to it. Right? Where to put those thumb screws? Thumb screws up here. Yep, thumb screws next to the fans. I got both these fans. That's the little board. Hotbed that's prepared. The wiring. The wiring is just laying here. I didn't undo it. I guess I have to undo. Like, take it out of here. I haven't done that. Looks like we need this wire. There we go. And the ones... this and this. Aha. Okay. This... and this wire. There we go. These wires. Yep. 2 reds, 2 blues. Yep. Let's make it look like theirs. Put it right here with the other one. We got the screen, the knob, and that little thing. Got that. The Wi-Fi board and the motherboard itself. Got that. Congratulations, all the necessary parts from your old printer are prepared. Set aside any remaining unused parts to avoid mixing them with the required components. There's actually quite a bit. That's it. We're on to the base assembly. Just some tools. All right, and we're going to go right into it. Cool. We did it. All right, let me set some of this stuff aside. So that we can do our giveaway and move forward. I was gonna move all this, but I'm gonna need these tools, so I'm just gonna keep everything where it is. And if I need the desk here for something, I'll just have to live with the disaster that's on here now. Here, let me show you guys what it looks like back here. Can I go a little lower the camera? Yes, okay. So we have our bins full of stuff. There's all the hardware, the fans. This is a pile of plastics and wires that looks like we don't need. Extruder, motors, rods, bed, some of the old stuff. Actually, so that means we don't need this frame and this bed part anymore. We don't need this entire carriage, so that can kind of sit right there. No, the bed we need, right? This bed gets reused, doesn't it? Or no? I guess I can set that down for now. And we can move this memorabilia back into the place it came from for now. Right there. I will be using those spots down there for multi-material systems. All right, the desk is at least somewhat cleaned. Here, let's do this. Let's do this view. I'll switch this camera back. Tighten. and tighten, and tighten. All right, we'll leave it like this for now. Wait for it. Wait for it. Come on. There we go. I needed to rotate that. All right, this is where we'll be building next time. Okay, that's all set up. All right, let's do this. Giveaway time. Right here. Let's see how many of you guys made it in this time. 50 again. 2 days in a row, 50. Pretty cool. All right, Polymaker. Let's see. Wait. This is the wrong link. That's why it's showing a winner. That's yesterday's winner. Hold on, let me grab the link. Don't need that. Don't need that. It's this one. There we go. 55 entries. 5 more than yesterday. All right, let's go. And you're here. Look at that. All right, let's jump in. Winners. We are going to draw a winner. We're going to draw a single winner. Allow repeats. Let's do it. All right. Announce winners with Avatar. And the winner is Luke. I'm guessing that's an I because the L would be... what's it called? The L would be larger. Luke. Congratulations. You've won yourself some Polymaker filament. Let me know if you're in the chat. By the way I always do this, I mention it every time, is if Luke or whoever wins is not here, present, you have to be present, then I will be choosing somebody else in a couple minutes. Luke, are you here? Wait, is it Digital Dragon, Luke? Hold on, can I check? Let me see if the email matches. Hey, it is Digital Dragon. Luke, Luke ISI. Congratulations, man. It's always nice when somebody I know wins. I love it. Awesome. Congratulations, man. Luke, you've been here enough to know what to do. I'm going to say it again, and please let me know in the chat that you read me loud and clear. You need to send me an email to fedor@3dprintsos.com, and Fedor is spelled Fedor. So Fedor at 3dprintsos.com. Shoot me an email saying you won the giveaway on this date, and I will get back to you probably, if I can't tomorrow. If I can't tomorrow, then the day after. I'll do my best. Because I usually just go through my emails. I treat it like a to-do list. So I'll be sure to get back to you. And what I'll do is I'll send you a code and a winner form. You just fill out that form with your info, put that code in there. It attaches you as the winner, and you get some filament. All right, let me know in the chat if that's cool. And yeah, we should be set. I wish I was Luke. That works for me. Awesome. Sweet. Thank you, Polymaker, for doing that. Like I said before, I really enjoy giving away filament. This was the 101 filament giveaway. Some of those earlier ones had a ton. I think one giveaway that we did had 60 spools. So we've given away literally hundreds and hundreds of spools on this channel via live streams, which is so cool. Like, I couldn't do that myself, you know what I mean? So 3D Max had a lot to do with that. 3D Max gave away a ton of filament on the stream earlier, and now Polymaker's doing it. Yeah. Hey, J.E. Palmer. All right, everybody. That was a pretty fun stream. We got a lot done. I know you can't see it all. Hopefully we can reuse most of this hardware. There's quite a lot in here. But yeah, definitely print yourselves one of these guys. If you just if you just search for a screw sort or automatic screw sorter, I don't remember exactly, but it's something along those lines. You'll see a ton of these pop up. Definitely do that. So far, this assembly was fun. I'm really looking forward to it. Now I'm a little bit more... I'm reminded about the design language that they use for stuff. So it'll be a little bit easier to follow. Although the Core 1 does use some unique things. So we'll see how that works. Luke, I already got your email. That was fast. Yeah, so it looks like we'll be unboxing a whole bunch of stuff. And just jumping right in there. Zip ties. Oh, look at that. We need a third Z motor. One of these motors is in the electronics and chamber parts box. Nice, that's good to know. Motor washer found in the electronics and chamber parts. All right, that's great that it tells me where all the stuff is. Oh, here, let me see what this was. For the following steps, please prepare. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I mean, we can pull all that out, but does it tell you how much? M3x8. Okay. And then 3x8s are found in the electronics and fasteners package. That's great. I love it. I'm excited to check it all out. Ah, the base is upside down. I see that. Get some grommets in there. Whoa, we got some wrench action. Interesting. So, okay. Bunch of little fiddly parts. A bunch of little fiddlers, huh? Okay. Look how involved this installation guide is. I mean, it's every little step. It doesn't just show a picture with a bunch of it together and tell you the parts that you need to do it. It goes through every single bolt and screw with arrows, with written out instructions. This is also, it's online. It's not a PDF. It's a website. This is really, really good quality instructions right here. Hey, Wilmar. What's up, man? Good night, everyone. Been lurking in the background. Looking forward to part 2. Yeah, same. I'll try to do it as soon as I possibly can. I doubt that I'll be able to do it this week, but I sure as hell will try. It's interesting watching a conversion after doing a straight build for the Core 1. Is it different so far? Well, obviously, all we've done is just extract parts. But is there anything that stands out? Like, I guess, did you have to put this together at this level? Like what we're seeing on the screen right now? Like, did you have to put it together like this base, or was it in larger pieces? Hey, Marco. How you doing? Those rubber feet have adhesive that sucks. I used some super thick double-sided tape. Oh, okay. I'll keep an eye out for that. Cool. All right. Like I said, I'm kind of sad that the Mark 4S is gone, to be honest. I don't know why I'm even remotely attached to it, but there's just something about it. You know? But we'll use this energy for the Core 1 and see where it leads us. I don't really see anyone to raid. Maybe Steven Poole or Maker Deck. Oh, yeah, we can raid somebody, too. Yeah, I need to remember to do that, by the way. That's just my own fault. Oh, T-Pain is live. Let's see if he's doing 3D print stuff. Oh, no, he's not. Never mind. If he was doing 3D print stuff, I would say let's just come out here. Off to LA for the BMI Awards. Oh, okay, well, that makes sense. Man, he is always streaming, huh? Maker Deck. I guess we can go Maker Deck. I don't really know anybody else. I don't know what any of this stuff is. Yeah, full build. Every screw, wire, and plastic part. Build the extruder and hot end too. Okay, so there's a couple parts that are expedited, like the extruder, because it's already assembled for me. But the rest is all apart completely, right? Yeah, everything's fully apart. So I guess it's just a matter of reusing just a few of these pieces and not getting every single piece. Interesting. They totally didn't have to do this. You know? Huh. I see Pez Liz in the T-Pain. and K2 Cav. Okay. That's where the cool people go. They go back to the T-Pain stream. Well, for those that don't know, T-Pain is into 3D printing, and he's pretty decent at 3D modeling. And he has, at the moment, he has three H2Ds. Anyway, definitely fun to watch when he's doing his thing in this spot. And this is definitely an interesting channel for sure. Maker Deck. So how do I do it? I can never remember. I go to my stream, right? I go to my stream. And then I do raid. Let's do Maker Deck because it's the only one I know. Pez Liz created Maker Deck. Really? I didn't know that. For real? That's a fun little fact. All right, guys, let's head that way. I was the co-founder of Maker Deck. Look at that. I didn't know. And how are you able to be here and in the T-Pain stream at the same time? Use Maker Deck. Okay. And then I'm assuming, from what I remember, it counts down at some point? I'm going to remember this stuff, and it's going to be great. Oh, here we go. Raid now. 13 viewers ready to raid now. I see it. Raid now. Let's do it. Boom. Yeah. We're in there. Party of 13. So, Pez Liz, who runs Maker Deck? Like, who's setting this up and keeping this active? Is that you still? Or is it automated? I need to know more. I mean, I've seen your machines on here before. Cool. So Stream Elements does it. I see a message from Stream Elements. I need this. I need that part. I need that part set up. Stream Elements. I gotta remember this. So let me open a new Stream Elements. I think I didn't remember my login to this. So I need to set up Stream Elements to tell me in my chat on Twitch when people raid. Cool. A shout out was given to 3D Print SOS. Raid. Can I just come in here and do my own logo nonsense? Why do I have an LOL? Weird. Tabs, lots of tabs. Oh, this is not even. I have a million tabs open on another screen. Party of 13. Are you raiding Taylor Swift? Unbelievable. Cool. Anyway, all right. I'm out of here, y'all. It's been a good one. Lots of stuff done. I'm going to try to do another 2 streams as soon as possible. One for another set of work on this machine. And then shortly after that, another set of work on the on our Death Racer there. I need both of these things done The Death Racer technically even sooner, but I still got to print wheels for that to continue. So we'll do that next. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here. Congratulations, Luke, on the filament. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. All right, everybody. I hope you guys have a great night. And yeah, I'll catch you later. See you, everybody.